with Jay Williams. And Jay, as an East Coast guy, you've traveled the globe. You can appreciate the thirst and the passion of these fans.
There's no doubt about it. It lives here in Philadelphia. And how about only a couple of years ago, this team had just won 28 games. Now we're talking about them potentially winning an NBA championship.
They've waited a long time, and now perhaps comes the reward. The Philadelphia 76ers begin the game with the basketball. To Embiid. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
Old school equals high percentage.
To Luka Doncic. Gets to the basket and scores.
Did you see that change of direction mid-flight? And also the English he utilized to spin the ball off the rim? That was a thing of beauty.
To Embiid. And he's going to the line to shoot.
Trust me, you want to avoid early foul trouble. Take that one as a warning.
Joel Embiid has got 2 shots coming. For his career, 77% at the line. First one, count it. Two for 2 on that trip.
Let's go, boy. Catch me out.
A drive down the lane, but the shot stays out. Across the timeline, it's Rozier. 2-point advantage. Ah, missed it. How'd that not go down? Burke with it. He'll run the offense. Short jumper off the mark. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
Because in certain players' mind, it doesn't matter if they're amongst the trees or not. They're always going to be the giant in the paint.
Rozier into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Joel Embiid. 2 for 2. That's what you want.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Doncic. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Oh, he can't connect.
2 minutes.
Brunson. To Embiid. Can't connect. Beyond the arc for 3. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
I don't know how he saw his man out in the cut like that, but that was nice.
It's in the hands of Philadelphia. Brunson to Embiid. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
Sometimes you hear people give all these fancy breakdowns, tell you all these different things they can do. That was just plain old, simple, bully basketball. Muscled his way through the lane.
He gets it.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
Brunson to Embiid. Gets a look. Can't hit. Stuffs it down with authority.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. you essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Chance for the process. Joel Embiid. He's 3 of 5, 60% shooting from the field.
That's the kind of defense they're going to play on him all night. Even though he made that shot, he knows there's nothing easy about this game.
To Brunson. Slams it down, and there was no stopping him that time.
If you know a guy's a driver, there's no need to apply that much pressure on him if his main objective is to get to the rim. Play off of him, make him think about the jump shot, and also, guys from the weak side on the help side, make sure you play in those gaps and you try to close out as quick as possible when he puts his head down.
It was right there. Lays it up and in. He'll let one fly from half court. Time expires on the period. The 76ers have the lead. Jay, in the first quarter, if you own shares of stock in the offenses, you'd make a lot of easy money. There was no defense to start this one.
Yeah, I got to hedge the bet because I got to talk to the defense right now. You have to actually play defense on people to stop people in this league.
Count it, and the foul. He's going to the line for a free throw.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number one, create contact, and number two, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
And counted at the rim.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Sixers control it.
I got ball. That's me. Here we go. I got him.
Here comes the screen. To Embiid. Leaving no doubt. Slams it down.
It's so amazing when you get a chance to see a player in his own space. It's almost as if the defense doesn't exist. He can go left, he can go right, he can attack. He's playing on that court by himself.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Free throw's good to cement the three-point play. The lead is back down to 1. To Tobias Harris. Here comes the screen.
Left.
To Tobias Harris.
Cut, I got yours. Watch the back door. Hit him.
Shot clock violation.
Violation for the 76ers.
Shifting gears. Here comes some substitutions.
For the Dallas Mavericks. Number 2, Wesley Matthews.
Hey, check up. Let's go.
The screen sets him up for 2.
Oh man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
2 minutes left in the second quarter.
Down low for Harris. Shot from the lane won't go. Matthews. off the assist.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Driving right to the basket. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Missed the foul shot. Burke with it. His team up by 1. Layup's good. Those are the types of shots you always strive for. Sixers call for time as they'll discuss matters in what's now a 3-point game.
Donation boxes located around the concourse. We're accepting non-perishable food items for homeless in our community. Our thanks go to those who have already participated in this community event.
Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Kristaps Porzingis able to recover with the block. Embiid, Joel Embiid. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Burke with it. Counting down toward a minute to go in this first half. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The ref spit, and that's the game.
Free throw up and good. Gives him a 2-point lead. Dallas owns the basketball. Count the bucket for 2.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Able to convert inside.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Doesn't have the touch. No good. Rozier with it. The margin is 2. Halftime on the horizon. Embiid to Horford. And a rim rocker. Joel Embiid.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
To the rim, lays it up and in.
And did you see the lift on the shot? Did you see the ball release off the hand? To be able to have the concentration to finish with such a feathery touch in the midst of contact, that's something special to watch.
Embiid, good for 2. Now Horford, snatching it out of the air. First half in the books. It's the Sixers out in front.
The 76ers are in a close game.
Player of the half.
Joel Embiid is up in the air.
And with that, I'm sending it back to Ed and Jay to bring you the rest of the game.
Burke with it. His guys trail now by 4. Taken by the Sixers.
Don't rush this now. The game's been tight so far.
Defensive foul to number 23.
Free throws coming up.
No, no, no. I'll tell you. The team that makes the little mistakes, like committing unnecessary reach-in fouls like that, will be the team that ends up with the L.
And he connects on the first free throw. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Over to the right side. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
And I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
Free throw is good to cap off the three-point play. And the lead is down to 3. Sixers have the basketball. To Embiid. Richardson. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
I remember my high school coach said 1 man can't beat 5. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
Stuffs it down with authority.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. To Embiid. Knocked loose. They got it back. Burke with it. His guys down 3. Terry Rozier pins it.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
And he's fouled. Nice move that time, and he's going to the line for 2.
This drives me nuts when I see fouls like that being called in a close game. Sometimes you just gotta let them play, ref.
Knocks down the first. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Jumper's good.
Hand down, man down. You gotta get up and contest the shot.
Number 52.
Philadelphia with the basketball. Here comes the screen.
Told you the screen was coming.
To Tobias Harris. Sizing up the defense. Embiid to Richardson. And a throwdown.
I see the easy dunk, but what I don't see is energy. Scream, do something. Get yourself emotionally involved in the game.
Ah, the monster stuff.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
To Rozier.
Here we go. Here we go.
Richardson to Rozier. Couple of cracks at the line now.
I've seen it happen so many times. Small things like that foul can end up becoming a momentum changer. Let's see how this one plays out.
Terry Rozier at the line for 2 shots. Hasn't missed yet. First one goes down. Can't connect on the second, and he splits the pair. To Luka Doncic, and that.
We know what's coming. Go get it.
Into the game for Philadelphia, number 33, Tobias Harris. Into the game for the Dallas Mavericks, number 22.
To Brunson.
He sent that one to the 3rd row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. Brunson. There it is. Al Horford hits again. He's 3 for 4.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. It's in the hands of Philadelphia to Tobias Harris. Kristaps Porzingis tips it.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Give him 2 points. High percentage.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ballgame.
Got it.
Ooh, don't see the read, be the read.
And count the basket.
And that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
Brunson to Rozier. Tough make through traffic.
I was expecting the dish there, but way to fake that one and lay that one in.
Slams it down.
How about right after the dunk, he looks right over towards the bench, gets a call from the coach about what defense they're in, and then gets his team set. Those are people that are able to lead men.
Hey, watch this screen left.
Five on the shot clock for Philadelphia from long range. Off the iron, no good. To Porzingis. Nice pace, sets it up and slams it down.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
Across the timeline, it's Rozier. Leads a bucket. Here comes the screen. To Brunson. Blocked away. Has a look. It's good. If you don't stand in his way, he's going to make you pay. Now a whistle and a timeout for Philadelphia as they dig into their bag of tricks, trying to draw up the game winner. Deep three at the buzzer. The quarters come to an end. This game is all tied up. Let's do it. Overtime is underway. To Embiid. That is great vision to set it up. And they call the foul. Jay, he was there too late.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
Misses the first. Knocks down the second after missing the first. Off the mark. With defense like that, little margin for error. Rozier into the front court. Leads one. Joel Embiid. Short jumper off the mark. Burke with it. Looking to make something happen. And scores. Strong take.
Some players are just built to absorb the contact. He pretty much dusted that defender off like that was a bug at the park.
To Richardson. Working it outside. Richardson to Embiid. And he finishes at the rim.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
Goes to the left side. And the finish. Jay, it counts for two, but that was pretty.
There is no recovery, Ed, in particular if the defender does not stay on balance.
To Rozier. fires from the post.
You've heard it before. Slow and steady wins the race. This approach might be working out after all.
Josh Richardson with the block. That's out. Last touch by Josh Richardson. And the basket good at the rim.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
Rozier with it. Down a point. Baseline drive. Count it.
That might have been a little bit easier than expected there, considering the score.
Sixers with the rebound. Across the timeline, it's Rozier. Leads just a point. To Embiid. Kristaps Porzingis sends it away.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Stuffs it down with authority.
And cutting hard in transition is one of the most underrated things about this game. The harder you can cut is the more it opens up the floor to make plays just like that.
Has a chance. Rozier shot no good. The pass set it all up.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Embiid. Gets it to go. Could have been more. A lot of contact, but no foul. The Mavericks signal for timeout. They trail by one. Who's it going to be as they get ready for the final shot? Count the basket inside. Sixers call for time. Let's see what they come up with. Down a point here in the final minute. Finishes strong.
And easy, too. Get back on defense.
Now a whistle. Dallas will use the timeout as they'll talk things over in a one-point basketball game.
We'd like to take this opportunity to thank the fans who volunteered at our recent food run. We couldn't have done it without your support. If you would like to participate in an upcoming event, you can register at our team website.
Goes reverse to lay it in. Now a whistle and a timeout for Philadelphia as they'll make sure they're all on the same wavelength here in this fourth quarter of play. Deep three at the buzzer. The victory to the Mavericks as they win it by a point in overtime. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Jalen Rose here, and I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Mavericks emerged victorious after a tight finish. I could get into detail about their play calling and shot selection, but let's be honest. We all know
Player of the game.
And while you can't track leadership on a stat sheet, it was by far the most impressive thing he did in this game.